We working? Okay, we're working. We're cool. We're here. Alright, cool. Turn that music down a little bit. It seems a little loud. Hi, Artemis. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. I know it's late where you are. Yeah, we're gonna work more on a church night tonight. I hope your internet isn't giving you shit this time. I hope your internet's not giving you hell. Yeah, we're gonna go work more on church night tonight. Because my current little project for Art Fight, I'm keeping a surprise. It's midnight, not that late. You say, and it's 7 p.m. here. There's like all these new buttons on Streamlabs because it updated today, and I turned it on and I went, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, knock on wood. Here, my desk is wood. I'll knock on wood for you. Okay. Yeah. I knock on wood for you. My desk is pure wood. It's very old. It was my grandfather's, so like she's just sturdy. Yeah, we're gonna work on church tonight. I have these up because I was complaining to Theo about how I felt like they didn't feel metally enough. Oh, I didn't update the thing. Shit. Sorry, I got attacked today and I didn't update the slides. I'll do it for tomorrow. But I just got attacked like maybe a couple hours ago. No, I was bitching to Theo about how they didn't feel metally enough to me. So since then, since last stream, I have changed his eyes to green. I've added green up into his horns because Theo was like, here's raw copper, and I was like, fucking genius. I've added necklaces. And then plotted like almost all the lore of the religious council and landed myself with 4 more Mystericans to draw because I came up with 4. Oh, thank you, because nobody seems to understand what that means. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's okay. I love you. You said what needed to be said. I'll wait for Artemis to come back from ads to explain what the necklaces mean. Until then, I dug up your gold pictures and I stuck them in there because I have a feeling we'll get to her. Ads felt like saying hello to me too every time at the beginning. Hey, think of it this way: the ads are getting me money I did not have because I've actually made pretty decent money this month off of ads, and I'm pretty proud of that. It's not decent money like anything substantial, but it's like $9, and that's $9 I didn't have before, and that will help cover gas and or my meds. So I'm down with that. Right? That's $9. That's $9 off ads. That's like a gallon of gas, right? Well, and that's it. That, like, most of it came from that day that we got... You know how we kept getting raided one day? And then you got really mad at ads and you decided to subscribe? That day alone was $4.50. And I was like, fuck yeah! That's like a gallon of gas! I was very proud of that. Yeah, so, back to what I was doing. We're working on the metal trio, as they've been dubbed. Oh, wait, hold up. I have a job for you, Theo. Because it's gonna drive my brain insane until we fix this problem. Until we accomplish this job. Because I already discussed with you what I want to do with the rest of the religious council, right? How I want that the jewels on Sumu's necklace is supposed to represent. The jewels on Sumu's necklace is supposed to represent a member of the religious council, excluding Red, obviously, because that's the crown. Can you give me medals that fit the other missing colors? Can you think of medals that fit the missing colors? Or like, yeah, like I think we should keep like that should be the whole theme of the religious council, that every single one should fall in there. Okay, so like this is the lore, that like this is the condensed version of the lore, because I've thought about like the whole religious council nonsense ever since I finally did Idiot. So Sumu's necklace was originally because it's representing the colors that are Mystericans, so it's supposed to be representing. Well, and that's fine. It's okay. We'll work with what we got. I just remember you telling me that you know a lot about rocks, and I was like, Theo, no, the gems on Sumu's necklace represent the colors of the Mysterican people, but I've also decided that they represent the members of the religious council, because the religious council in my brain has always been a very large group of people. And the other two, they're wearing gemmed necklaces because those necklaces are the colors of the Mystericans who previously held their position. They're of the previous holders of that spot on the religious council. And then all members of the religious council will have a gem on their Sielun Varit, that the choker, that is their mist color. These two are his left and right hand, so they have earrings that are his gem color. But my brain has always seen them at like a really half round crystal table. We have already run into a problem. What is the problem? And that's what I thought. I was like, I can't think of any metals that are green. I mean, brass turns green when it tarnishes. I know that from work. That's how I know my brass is getting really bad, because it'll start getting green spots. And it's a bitch and a half to get it out. That's true. That's very fair. No, they wouldn't name their child something that's tarnished. I don't know, they're green. I don't know. They're green. What if they're like Veer's parents? What if they're like Taraletti's parents and they're pieces of garbage? But then how would they have a tarnished name get up to the level of the church? I don't know, actually. Because we've already decided that within the space of the religious council, there's supposed to be a color to represent every sector of the people. And green is so low on the social ladder that nobody listens to them fucking anyways. And they're like the lowest member you can be of the church. That like if the church is a pyramid and a hierarchy, Sumu wouldn't. No, you're right. You are 100%. Um. Oh, maybe. No, Mystericans are very. Their names are sacred because they're supposed to be the representation of their place within the space of the space of nature. That's why their names are what they're named. Um, because Hopiasumu, his full name is Hopiasumu. It means silver fog, and then his name is Harmakupari, Twilight Copper, and then her name translates to Shining Gold. No. Yes. It's kind of like Sealune Symphonia. I'm always going to use Sealune Symphonia for the example, especially the easiest ones for me to pull. Citrine Symphonia translates to Citrine Symphony, and he has a music note birthmark on his hip. His father named him that because he, one, was being clever about name sounds, and two, because he called Symphonia his little music note. So he named him Citrine Symphonia. He named him a color and a thing. And Silu's name, Aqua Silu, means aqua soul. I found an alloy! I love you. I knew you'd figure it out. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what green you mean. Oh yeah, that's real greenish. It's like a yellowy green. It's like it's Mount Dew mode. It's Mountain Dew mode. That's what it is. I'll work with it. I can make it work. But yeah, we're gonna have a color of the church that is supposed to be the representation of every single sector of society. So there's a green leader of the church. There's an orange, yellow, all the way down except for red. Red doesn't have a member of the church because that is the crown. The representation in the government for red is the crown, and there are barely any red Mystericans because that is strictly a royal bloodline thing. It's not like silver, where like most silver Mystericans are associated with the church. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you've been chiming in every single time. Virya Kulta. Virya Kulta. I like that. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. I like that. Oh, I can play with that. Yeah, we're gonna have a color that is the representation of every part of society. So then it's like that would be their leader. But then nobody really listens to pink, brown, and green because they're so low on the social standings. So that means they're also low on the church standings. So if like the church hierarchy was a pyramid, yeah, if the church hierarchy was a pyramid, Sumu would be the very top, and then Kipari and Kulta would be the second, and then underneath them would be blue and purple, and then underneath them would be brown, pink, and green, because they are the bottom level. But they have to be there because they have to have some kind of representation. The problem is that Sumu's mist is silver, and silver's ability is charm, so that means he can just manipulate the shit out of everybody anyways, as long as they breathe it in. So he can just manipulate them constantly to do whatever. Just send me pictures of them on Discord and I can make it work. I can make it work. I'll figure it out. I will make this work. Like this, you can't really see it, but since it's the church and Sumu's a nasty, disgusting, terrible, horrible person, if you actually zoom in on them, Kupari has a scar right there, and Kulta has one right there. Working under Sumu is hazardous to your health. So yeah, welcome to the party. We're talking about lore. It's way too freaking big. I definitely know I won't get these two done before the end of our fight, but that is fine. Dude, I saw that movie 3 times in theaters. We do. We do already have one. I can change that, though. Because it's just Sumu's dad, and he's nasty. We can change that. That can be changed. We can fix it. It's just Sumu's dad, and he's already dead anyways. See, yeah, we can do that. He can be platinum. We could, like I said, it's Sumu's dad. He's friggin' gross anyways. I hope you're making a list of these somewhere that is not the stream chat. Yeah, I decided we're working on the church again tonight because the little project I have going for Arcfight right now is gonna stay a secret. He's dead, his name can be stolen. So he's almost done. Dude, and I am not gonna lie. You're gonna hear me say it out loud. I've said it in the server like multiple times, but I'm gonna say it again. This whole like making ask channels for us to just ramble about our O season, fantastic. That's the good food. I think it's been wonderful. Oh, I also feel like that I should make this known because you're not, you just started coming to the streams, Lemon. The band we're listening to is called Poets of the Fall, and this is my voice claim for Symphonia. So this is what Symphonia sounds like in my head. So the music is what I think Symphonia sounds like in my head. You got everybody? You got it? Yes! I will work on them later. That's everybody. You got them all. Because we already have orange and yellow. And then it would go green, blue, purple, brown, pink. And then silver. Because there isn't a red. Because... there isn't a red. Because that's the representation of the crown. None of them are COTE, by the way. Well, yeah, they're metals. but now we can keep this metal theme for the church. So now the whole of the church is metal. I wouldn't. Almost every person we have, I haven't designed the rest of them or given them personalities yet, so the rest are yet to be confirmed. But almost every person we have for the church is icky. We don't have almost anybody that's from the church that's like decent. The church is like all assholes. Yeah, the church is all assholes, all of them. And honestly, that's the point. Are we making your critique about our own the real life? Maybe. Oh yeah, those are looking way better once I start putting them in. And then I'll make them shiny in a minute. And that thing I said the other day in chat about reading, if you guys ever want me to read stuff aloud and or on stream, that still stands. You just have to be like, read the thing, Kira, and I will read it to you. It just looks way better now that I've got them all shiny and shit. We gotta do his earring. So yeah, I've already read for Theo multiple times, so if you guys ever want me to read anything, including the giant freaking ramble I put up about Symphonia in Wonderland in the chat, because it is very long. If you guys just want me to read it, I'll just freaking read it. It doesn't bug me. That is way too damn big. Did I make it too small? Come on, what are you doing? You say, I already have orange and yellow. So yeah, copper is orange and gold is yellow. Here. This is what we're gonna do for a minute. We're gonna pause. You guys are gonna understand my cat thing much better. So I know that post is getting read, but at the same time, you guys aren't sitting there struggling to read the damn thing. Cause that I'm also dyslexic, and I don't remember shit that I read. So there's that. So I know that post is getting read, but you guys aren't struggling. Okay, so the post that I put up in my Kira's Other OCs thing is literally 4 pages long on Tumblr. But it's probably the most important post I've ever written about Symphonia, okay? And it doesn't just explain why Wonderland is problematic, but it also goes into his life during Mysterican times a little bit. I'm working on a post about Symphonia in Mysterica. So because I need that post to get read, but it is very long. I will read it to you. And you guys can make commentary as I read. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. I titled it Symphony to Silencer, Symphonia in Wonderland. You will understand why it has that title in a minute. Hold on, let me read something. Let me drink something. Theo will tell you, too, this is one of the most important posts I've ever written about Symphonia. I wrote it because I needed people I was writing with, to understand him. Okay, you guys are about to understand Citrini's Symphonia real fucking fast. Symphonia was 45 years old when he landed in Wonderland with Silu and Sudan. The three of them landed in Wonderland on the second day of Mysterica's destruction, after Symphonia had a lapse in his own sanity when Uzva was killed in action trying to defend Mysterica. I should also, add in here, as I keep saying Mysterica and Kingdom, I also mean Mysterica and Planet. The kingdom is planetary. Mysterica means planet, and it also means kingdom. They're the same thing. So when I say Mysterica's destruction, I mean the planet. The planet got destroyed. They lived through planetary destruction. It took 3 days for Mysterica to fall. That's why we call it the fall. The three of them landed in Wonderland on the second day of Mysterica's destruction after Symphonia had a lapse in his own sanity when Uzo was killed in action trying to defend Mysterica. This caused the musician to rush out into the gale force winds, trying to find his fallen prince slash liege slash nephew, even though doing so would have led him to his demise if it had not been for Silu and Sudan's quick actions in an attempt to bring him back and save his life. They managed to find him amongst the rubble and the gales, unable to fly and simply trying to survive, while clung to a broken piece of one of the sky islands. After taking Silu's hand, the younger musician lost his own footing, and it caused the three of them to tumble back out into the gales and to be blown into the dimensional pillar that had marked Mysterica as Chaos's next target. The Black Pillar, as Mystericans called it. With no way to fight against the gales, Symphonia pulled both Silu and Sudan to his chest as they were thrown into the pillar and into Wonderland in order to protect them. He did so by even breaking their fall onto Wonderland's grounds with his own body. Several of his ribs were broken on impact, and he was rendered unconscious for a week's time. It took several rounds of Sudan breathing purple mist directly into Symphonia's lungs to even get the man to come around, several more to get him to be able to get out of bed. It was from there that their troubles started. They couldn't speak the language and they didn't understand anything anyone was saying to them, and they had scarce access to food and water, no money to their names, and they begged their way into an inn in town and stayed there until they had to leave due to a dangerous situation outside of their control. That situation being a mist eater by the name of Voltaire, a dragon-like man that consumes mist and works as a bounty hunter within the space of Wonderland's borders. Upon meeting Silu and Symphonia in town one day, Voltaire has been hunting them ever since. The three of them had made many hard scrapes and run-ins with the man that led to countless injuries and close calls. Also known as Lizard. You have so many bad names for Voltaire. And I don't blame you, he's kind of a bastard. 5 years into their stint in Wonderland, the three of them were separated when they were attacked by a tiger-like beast that put Symphonia into the position of choosing to give up his own life so Silu and Sudan could continue to survive, or damning all three of them. There is a drabble. If you want me to read it, I will. Ultimately, Symphonia chose to give up his own life in order to save theirs, but after the pair of twins had long since fled, much to Symphonia begging them to just go, he was saved in the nick of time by a band of passing traders that felled the beast, attacking him and saving his life. Injured, he ended up stuck in a nearby town for 8 months, where he mostly recovered before he started looking for Pilvi, Silu, and Sudan again. Pilvi is his nephew. Doing so, he took on the role of bounty hunter. Hey, guess what? It's story time. Welcome to for rating. We're reading a post I wrote about my muse. It's story time. Doing so, he took on the role of bounty hunter in order to gain the funds to survive, and that was when the Silencer was born. Okay, hold on. I'll wait. You tell me when there's ads and I'll stop. This post is fucking long. You have your ads, I'll drink some coffee, and then we'll go back to reading story time, and you will understand Symphonia better than you ever have before. So I didn't think tonight was going to be story night, but we always somehow end up having a PowerPoint night at least twice a month. Twice a month sounds right. Oh, dude, there is a difference between me reading... Theo will tell you this. There is a difference between me reading meta that is factual and I'm just giving you the facts, and me reading a roleplay post. there is a massive difference between me reading a story and me reading facts. Right now, you're getting the fact voice. That I'm reading the facts. This is what's written down. Cool. Doing so, he took on the role of bounty hunter in order to gain the funds to survive, and that was when the Silencer was born. Refusing to give anyone his name, rumors started to spread that there was a bounty hunter that could steal your screams away, and they were calling this man the Silencer, so Symphonia just went with it. Context. When Symphonia exhales and someone breathes in the mist that lives in his lungs, it casts a silence spell that he does not control. So that's what he was doing. That the steal your screams away. It's literally because since he became a bounty hunter, he would exhale his mist so his targets couldn't make a sound when he took them out. However, this is where I can explain the problems. Mind you, now I'm getting to the problems this deep in. Ever since Symphonia was a small boy, he was diagnosed with multiple mental health issues. He manages bipolar, severe anxiety, and depression, and this was all before Wonderland. On top of this, Symphonia has multiple health issues, such as impaired hearing for a Mysterican, carpal tunnel syndrome in both wrists, and an arrhythmia in his heart that can cause tachycardia. He lives with weakness, shaking, chest pain, migraines, chronic pain, fainting spells, and this was all managed through his doctors and use of medication. He has had his medication since he has not had his medication since they landed in Wonderland, because when they fell into this world, he only had what was on his person at the time, that of which he used up in a matter of a couple months after he lessened his own dosages in order to try to stretch it out for as long as he could. So basically, Symphonia has been completely unmedicated for about 17 years, after being medicated for several decades. His mental illnesses are psychotic by nature, meaning he experiences both severe depression and dangerous mania. His hypomanic states can also be dangerous, and he can and has had his own bouts with psychosis. Ever since he got separated from Silu and Sudan, he started experiencing hallucinations of his older brother, the king, Helikampo Naina Norinko. Symphonia just calls him Helicon for short, and has been known to have full-on conversations with this ghost that follows him around. Symphonia is not stable by any stretch of the word, and has been unable to find stability without the assistance of proper medication. Even though he has access to medical care now through Sid and the Commodine, Sid is unfamiliar with Mysterican medicine and does not speak the language, so he is struggling to figure out what Symphonia needs. This means the pain medication being offered to him is more like a temporary patch to a burst pipe than actually helping the damage. Sid is doing his best with what he has, but Symphonia is severely needs the assistance of a Mysterican doctor and access to purple mist. Access he lost when Sudan passed, as she was purple and her mist was healing in nature. Symphonia is aggressive and cutthroat when it comes to handling most situations within the space of Wonderland after learning how people here take advantage of kindness. He's had to become more assertive than he ever was back home, only to force people to listen to him, but also to stand on an even playing ground against other people/species that are dramatically larger than him in size. Even more so, due to his humanoid nature, most people of Wonderland already carry a predispositioned hatred for him, mainly based on how he looks. Even if being human is the furthest thing from the truth about him. Pause. Context, because I haven't explained Wonderland. Wonderland is a mess. Think of it like a giant, cosmic, galactic quilt. There's a being, its name is Chaos. Chaos is a galactic world devourer. It destroys worlds. Then when it destroys a world, it keeps a fragment of it and then stitches it into Wonderland. So Wonderland is comprised of a whole bunch of fragments of destroyed worlds. That means the people of those worlds are stuck in Wonderland too. well, you better come back out because this cat's by himself. So yeah, that in context. So it's a place that's out to kill you. Basically, yes. Because that's also the thing. Chaos, as a being, feeds on the negative emotions of living beings. So what it does is, when it destroys a world, it keeps a fragment, and it keeps a fragment of the population, and then it traps them in Wonderland, and then it sends all its minions that support it to torture those people to cause negative emotions. It then feeds off those negative emotions and uses the energy generated by that to destroy more worlds. Rinse, recycle, repeat. That's Wonderland. So that's what happened. Part of when Mysterica got destroyed, part of Mysterica got pulled into Wonderland and made as part of it. So that means somewhere out in Wonderland is a piece of Mysterica. So that's your problem. That's why when I said species / people, there is like planets of species that live in Wonderland. And almost all of them hate humans or anything that looks like them. So there's that. That's why I said he's had to become more assertive than he ever was back home, not only to force people to listen to him, but to stand on an even playing ground against other people / species that are dramatically larger than him in size. Even more so, due to his humanoid nature, most people of Wonderland already carry a predisposition hatred. Oh yeah, it's like a galaxy, but made into a quilt. Because every piece of Wonderland is part of a world that once was. One of my characters that I write refers to Wonderland as a world of what once was. That's how he explains it to people. He tells people Wonderland is a world of what once was. Because it's taking all of these it's destroying all of these worlds, and then it's taking a fragment of everything that it destroys and smashing them together. And that's Wonderland. Oh yeah, Wonderland's fucked. Wonderland is fucked. So yeah, so that's why I said that even though he's not human, he looks human, and almost everybody who's there fucking hates him. So yeah, almost all creatures of Wonderland are soil-based souls. Soil does not mean dirt. Soil means spectrum of individual life. All souls have a color, and all soil life has a color that is the crystallization of your soul. Soil is only really accessed after death. Meanwhile, mist is produced during life. And soil and mist are opposing energies. They don't get along. Yeah. Almost all of Wonderland's creatures are soil-based souls, and some of which can tell that. Symphonia, parentheses, and the others are very much not soil-based, and they discriminate against them accordingly for it. This has caused Symphonia's hatred toward soil souls to only grow in size. He's been called a slew of different names while living here, everything from Fog Breath to Shorthorn to Four Horns to Sky Mouse, and has a special place in his heart for hatred towards each one. Symphonia's life on Mysterica was truly a want for naught situation. Not only was he one of the most famous men within the space of the entire kingdom. You have no idea how dead you are on. There's literally a phenomenon we have going on that mist-based souls have to deal with called soil burns. That, like, if the Mystericans have pure soil touch their skin, it'll burn them like a chemical burn. So yeah, you're dead on. I wrote it in the OC Kingdom of the Clouds thread. that one of the Mysterican sayings they have within the space of their culture is "you're skating just above the soil," and that is the equivalent to the human phrase "you're on thin ice," because they're saying you're skating just above danger. You're floating just above the ground, so you're floating just above the soil. Um, so yeah, I um, but someone needs to talk about Windaria more so you guys can learn about soil. Where was I? Um, there we. Yeah, Symphonia's life on Mysterica was truly that of a want for naught situation. Not only was he one of the most famous men within the space of the entire kingdom due to his musical prowess, he is also royal by blood. The king's little brother, parentheses cousin, he was raised within the wall, so he was raised within the walls of the palace and almost never left them. Give him his cat. He didn't have to fight for anything and hardly took any form of discrimination from most people, and when he did get it from some people, it was few and far between and swiftly dealt with by the people around him. There were societal consequences for disrespecting him, and I think that's a very heavy thing to remind because none of this exists within the space of Wonderland. If and when someone disrespects him, and it happens all the time, no one within the space of this world gives a damn. That's just not something Symphonia is used to. He went from setting at the very top of the chain of command to the very bottom rung of society simply because of the way he is built and the makeup of his soul. Being a mist-based creature has only proved to a disadvantage to him because of this. Hey, we're having story time. His hatred for the world around him is amplified. I'm reading that big post I put up about Symphonia in the Discord. Yeah, being a mist-based creature, has only proved to a disadvantage to him. Because of this, his hatred for the world around him was amplified. His family is put in danger constantly, and seeing the multiple times they all nearly died at the hands of a bounty hunter, an angry member of whatever town they were in, or even a Mist-Eater, Symphonia grew colder and more aggressive by each passing day. Symphonia grew up in a want-for-naught situation, but he also grew up during active wartime for Mysterica. He lost his father to the war with Windaria, and nearly lost his godfather multiple times, and seeing as how Windarians worship the soil spiral and have deemed themselves the guardians of it, that is where his hatred for the souls of soil begins. The scrapes with death, being hunted by Mist-Eaters like prey animals, and the lack of any and all medical care only made it worse. He was in total isolation for 12 years without knowing if his husband was dead or alive, and in that time was what once was the symphony became the silencer. That's that post I put up. I should say, because I did say he doesn't have medical care, in current standings, he has found Tulta, his godfather, so he now has access to both Purple Mist, Indigo, and proper medical care. I should say that he does have proper medical care now. But when I wrote that at the time, he did not. He was struggling. He's still struggling. He's still struggling. Oh, I have that thing on. Like I said, I'm happy to read things anytime you guys want me to. It doesn't faze me. Because, again, I also have a terrible problem with... Oh, that's way too fucking big. Have a terrible problem with reading. So, I don't think that goes any smaller. Oh, wait, hold on. Use my whole brain. That goes smaller. it works. He's almost done. I want to use a blue for that. Actually, no, I'm going to use that green. It's going to look crazy, but it always looks a little crazy, and you just have to trust me. Yeah. But yeah, there's that. There's that little, like, story time about Symphonia, aka he's struggling and he's having a bad time. That's better. Kids both got hit. There it is. Yeah, I can get away with that. I don't know. I might be able to have these done before our fight gets over. I have till Sunday. But, I don't know, if I put them up, that means they're just up, and I don't have to do it next year. Because this year I definitely was, like, scrambling a little bit to try to make sure that everybody was up. Welcome back. But yes, I totally encourage everyone who has not made a OC chatty thread to do that. Because it's fun and I like talking to people's OCs. That's how I love to learn about them. And you guys are... Holy shit, is it MS Paint? I gotta see this, hold on. Let's share with the class. Oh, not that one. I'll say, I want to see. I'm not gonna lie, I do keep going through your guys' pages just to see if you've been attacked or not, because I like seeing what everybody does. Ooh, I want to see. I love it. Is that MS Paint? I drew this with my mouse. That confirms my sanity that I'm not going insane, and you did just add her, because I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember that one being there. I noticed that. I was going to see. Like I said, I have been going through your pages just to see if anybody else has attacked you, because I just want to see what other people are doing. And I've noticed that I'm the only one who's attacked Arya. He's almost done. And then I can say I have 2 of the dipshits done. No, you're fine. You'll find out. What did you do? What did you do? Oh God. Oh no. So you were dealing with it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, I don't know. They kind of had it coming. Oh dear. I don't know. They kind of earned that shit. You weren't mean. I don't really think you were mean. I just think you were blunt. Did you block him? Woo! Oh, we got a ban. Oh, this is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is a thing today. Not dealing with that right now. I think he's done. So that means we have to save it. Maybe I will get them done tonight. I have none of her palette for shades figured out though. I think you always do this directly after I've saved. I did. That's part of the bit, that you do it after I've saved. Yeah. I'll deal with the messy stuff when we're done streaming. Right now it's church night. Yeah, it's fine. I like that color. How do I pick shades? I mean, the working color wheel in my brain is part of it. We've discussed that. Admittedly, and that's what I was about to get at. Admittedly, part of the way I pick colors is because I know colors so well. It is because color is one of my obsessions, so I've been hip deep in color since I was a tiny thing. So lesson time. Cool, you use this program. So this is gonna mean something to you. Oh. We'll cover up Sumu. Okay. Okay, so you use this program, so this is gonna be easy for me to use. Here's your little color wheel. So I'm going to use some art terms for a minute. Let's do this in blue. This corner is hue. Okay, I can wait. Hold on. Since I got asked the how do you use color questions. Alright. The how does Kira use color question. Mind you, I should, add on top of this, the program I use is a sketchbook. So every color wheel doesn't look like this. Doesn't look like this, but every color wheel functions like this. It's just slightly different looking. This corner is hue. Hue is the purest tone, it is the purest version of that color. Hue is the pure version of that color. So like right now I'm on the hue of blue. That's the bluest blue that you can have. Why did I just lose colors? This, well, you can't see that. Let's do purple. This bottom corner is shade. So shade is the hue plus black. So this is the darkest shade you can have. That's what this corner is. It's the darkest version you can get of hue plus shade. And then this corner up here is I gotta write it out because I have two T's. This is tint. Tint is because I'm a dick, and when I did keep, I need you to like watch this while I click things. See how most of his shit is either down close to shade, or it starts getting really close towards the gray. That's what I meant by I made his palette muted. I purposely toned it towards gray. So he still has what appears like a... Hold on, let me bring his ass up. Hold on. PowerPoint again, because I'm explaining shit. And I also, you guys who don't know the joke can be in on the joke. This is Keepina, and we can't bring up Keepina without finishing the joke. Keepina was designed against Symphonia. The reason Keepina was designed against Symphonia is because they're musical rivals. More like Symphonia doesn't give two fucks about him and Keepina hates him. Symphonia destroyed him in a musical contest when he was 12, effectively fucking over Keepina's career. That's why. That Keepina's career basically hit the fucking trash because he got tanked in competition by a 12-year-old. And then everybody decided this 12-year-old was the greatest thing that ever happened, and then the next thing you know, he was the most famous musician to ever fucking walk the kingdom, and Keepina hates him. So because of that, because they're matched like that, I designed Keepina against Symphonia. Keepina's palette is a split complement to Symphonia. Meaning, this is Symphonia. He did make the 12-year-old cry. He did make the 12-year-old cry, and he told him that he had no place in this musical competition and that he should go home because this is a place for adults, when Symphonia was already freaked the fuck out because, Symphonia was already freaked the fuck out because he was a 12-year-old that lost track of his mother, so he was standing in the crowd crying because he couldn't find his mom. And, then Keepina was a fucking asshole to him and he made him fucking cry. So Pau, one of Tuli's best friends, basically, picked the boy up and put him on his shoulder and then also put Keepina in a trash can. Literally picked Keepina up and put him in a trash can. But yeah, see, this is what I did. I'm gonna put them on the same layer so I can draw on both of them. See, so Symphonia's direct complement would be here. So here, and go splitting it like this. You see, this is his complement over here. So we went just here. So Keepina is a split complement. But what I purposely did is Symphonia's here. Symphonia is as close to Hugh as you can get him. Symphonia is like almost dead on top of Hugh. And the only reason Symphonia isn't dead on top of Hugh is because his eyes are Hugh. His eyes are the purest hue of orange. So with Keepina, most of his colors live right here. They live in shade and they live in tone, where most of Symphonia's colors live right here. And I knew I wanted Keepina to be muted because it's a joke. Because Symphonia tanked his music career, he essentially muted him in a musical sense. So in his colors, I made his colors muted. It's a joke. It's a joke. That's why Keepiness still needed to look bright, because that's just how Mystericans are as creatures. They're like a very bright species of people. So like his hair is still bright, but all of his colors of his palette are very muted. Because his musical career got tanked. So there's that. So on the aspect of color, because I know yes. Agreed. The other thing too though, hold on. I just closed their profiles. I need to bring that to your attention. I need you to really pay attention to that. Okay, so the thing I need you to know about the profiles, all of them, every single freaking one. The age that it states on the profile is kind of a lie. Because if they survived and they made it to Wonderland, they're older than their profile states. So, like, when the age that's stated on the profile is the age that they were when Mysterica fell. Or we just refer to it as the fall. So when Mysterica, the planet, was destroyed, that's how old they were. That's what the profile is. They're aged up to the fall. So Symphonia was 45 years old when the planet fell. So I need you to see the age difference between these two. And Keepina has been picking fights with him since he was a teenager. This man is like over 30 years his senior and has been picking fights with him since he was a teenager. If it makes you feel any better, like, Silu's bitched this man out, like, absolutely. Somebody should ask him about Keepina. Someone should ask Silu about Keepina. Because, Silu fucking hates him. Silu fucking hates him. And anytime there's been any kind of musical conference that both the musicians show their faces at, and everyone's like, oh, excited because it's Trini Symphonia. Keepina is always there to, like, get in Symphonia's face. Mind you, Keepina's also been the one to, like, the reason I said in that post, when Symphonia faced discrimination, it was few and far between, that's because Keepina's that guy. Keepina's that guy to give him discrimination, and what I mean by discrimination is the size of his horns. Symphonia's horns being as short as they are, by Mysterican standards, he's basically deaf. Like, don't get me wrong, by human standards, his hearing is fucking insane. But by their standards, he's basically deaf. So Keepina had a tendency to call him Shorthorn, which made Symphonia get very awkward and shy and not want to talk. And then he would get all awkward and shy and anxious and wouldn't defend himself, but his husband will. Silu can and will bite people. Yeah, he would also be shitty about that too. He's very egotistical and, like, nose in the fucking air and thinks he's the best thing that's ever happened, thinks Symphonia's overrated. absolutely can't handle him. He's totally registered and you can talk to him, but he'll be a complete piece of shit. I'm just warning you. He has no good things to say about Symphonia. Like, he's just a bastard. Like, yeah, he's just a fucking bastard. But yeah, they're that far apart in age. And he has been, like, basically an absolute piece of shit to Symphonia since he was a teenager. Because Symphonia was like a household name by the time he was 17. And Keepina fucking despised it. So, yeah, Keepina's there. I don't have his profile up yet on the Discord, but it's up on Artfight though. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. What was I doing? I got sidetracked again. Oh yeah, I was shading. Yeah, you're good. Well, and that's how I pick colors. That I know which direction I'm going in, if I'm going towards tint or shade or hue or whatever. So just think of it that way. That going towards gray means you are adding gray to the color. Going towards white means you are adding white to the color. Going towards black means you are adding black to the color. So, hue, pure. Pure white, pure black, pure gray. So, going towards gray adds gray to the color. Going towards white adds white to the color. And see, here you're already in gray, so you're gonna, like, stay in pure gray as long as you ride that side. But once you start getting in here, now you're adding gray and white. Now you're adding gray and black. Now you're just adding black. Now you're just adding white. And like this is where you're kind of floating in the middle of all of them. That's what that means. That's what your color diamond means. Can I just float? I mean, you can technically do whatever you want. I don't think I have. I don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm lost. Educate your old ass friend. Sometimes you have to, like, give me the thing so I can be hip to the kids. Oh, no, I have. I know exactly what you're talking about. I love that damn parrot. No, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I am hip to the kids. I know that one. I love that one. I mean, you can send it again, though. I love it. I'm like, no, that was a good one. You can send that again. Oh. No, I can hear it in my head. No, I've watched that one a few times. I love that parrot. Sorry, I had to get that out. You know, I can hear it in my head now. I know exactly. I am hip to the kids. I do know that one. Well, see, and now I'm gonna make another dark, so I'm gonna go towards the dark, and I'm gonna make a really dark one, because I want to make a line color. And I always test my skin line colors on the face. Because I want to see how dark they look. Like, I think I'm gonna have to go darker. Yeah, I gotta go darker. Oh, I'll teach you that too. So your little bubble, this, they call it your color puck. You can click on it and drag. See? It automatically brought the thing up. See, and if you click this, it'll bring those up. Damn it, go away. There, that's what I wanted. Your color puck, you can click it and drag down, and you'll go, and it's, when you click on it and drag down, it's like you're going towards shade. If you click on it and drag up, you're going towards tint. If you click on it and you drag left, you're going towards tone. And if you click on it and drag right, you're going towards hue. So you can man your little triangle just from your color puck without ever touching it. So there's that. There it is. It's the color I want. Because now I want to color lines. And then we'll do her hair. Cooking? I mean, isn't it always good food? Dude, I love crossovers. This is why I keep saying, if you guys want to interact with our OCs, you can. Because that's how Wonderland works. Wonderland is built for crossovers. Literally, Wonderland is like dimensional tunnels and dimensional portals and like dimensional tunnels that connect to other worlds before they get destroyed. And like, Wonderland was built for crossovers. Well, she's supposed to be the, like, no nonsense one. So, like, more church lore here. Oh, Tybus fucking thinks she's terrible, just like he hates Kupari. You also have to take consideration that Tybus totally believes Symphonia and Orinko about Hieka and Huipu, but has no way to prove it. So he really hates them. But the thing you have to take consideration with her and with Kupari is, why are they the second in command when blue and purple are considered the holy colors? So, like, you'd think that since blue and purple are the holy colors, they would be the ones that Sumu would want at his side. The reason that they're the way they are that high up in the church, they want to think that they've earned it. Well, that's not the fucking truth. They're there because Sumu needs them. They're there because of what their mist can do. It's cute that they think that, like, they earned this shit, but that's not the truth. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. They're there because Sumu needs their mist. Because, that makes the leaders of the church charm, silence, and confusion. Because that's the thing, like, I let Orinko start trying to explain the government, and then Sumu came in and spoke a bunch of bullshit. But it's really more like an illusion that the crown has power, because the church knows they can only get away with so much. When really it's just the church pulling all the damn strings. Yes. Yes. So, like, okay, more church lore. And this will give you more things if you want to talk to people. here is Lord Huipu and his wife, Lady Hieka. They are Ulrinko's parents. So, Hieka is Shoki's little sister. So Shoki is Sinfonia's father. So this is Sinfonia's aunt by blood. So that's how Sinfonia's royal blood happens. He is legitimately the nephew of the previous king and queen. What happened, why they died, is because church killed them. So what the church is doing, and why you saw that interaction between in the chat, you saw that interaction between Sumu and Ulrinko, is what is actually happening in the state of the Mysterican government is the church basically offs the royal family when they either find out too much or fail to be useful. So what happened was Huipu was working really hard on forging a ceasefire in the war against Windaria, and he got damn fucking close. But Sumu was using the war to fearmonger and control the populace, so he doesn't like that. And then Hieka figured out that Sumu was using his mist to control her husband, and then she suddenly fell ill and couldn't talk. So she couldn't tell anybody what was going on. She was just suddenly sick, and she just, you know what's my half-break in my brain that really sucks? What? We always make it worse. What? Oh yeah. And she couldn't tell him. She couldn't tell him what was going on. But because he was a knight, and he was constantly having to deal with Windaria, tell me when you're back. I will say what's going bad to worse in this economy. Yeah, tell me when you're back and I'll tell. Okay, cool, I can tell you how this went bad to worse. So, as Theo said, Tulta is a doctor. Tulta is Shoki's bestie buddy. So, Shoki and Hieka are best friends with Tulta, because basically he's their adoptive brother, because Tulta's parents fucking suck. So Shoki basically brought him home one day and said, "Mom, this is my best friend." And she was like, "What's this boy's name?" And he was like, "My best friend." And she was like, "Oh god, he did it again." So Hieka suddenly gets really fucking sick, And she suddenly loses her voice when she figures out what the church has been fucking doing. And she can't tell anybody what's wrong. And she passes away from illness. And now you also have to remember, when a Mysterican dies, they fade out. So there's no body. They just fade out. So that means there's no body. She could have signed, but I bet you they were keeping Tulta away from her, and I honestly bet you that the shit was so bad with Windaria that he was getting called into action a lot. I also don't know if she knew Sign. Like, the royals know Sign because of the way their education works, but I mean, I wouldn't see why she wouldn't. Most Mystericans do. But Piega passes away, and she passed when Symphonia was 14. So, honestly, probably. So she passed when Aurinko was 17. Mind you, adult is 25, so he was a kid. And then Huipu keeps pushing for the ceasefire. Like, he's not giving up on it. He's still pushing to get that ceasefire forged so that this war can pause. Because it's being too shitty on both sides. And the church is real pissed about this ceasefire. So, when he gets, like, almost to the point of it getting signed, suddenly he gets really fucking sick. And now, he's not just sick, he's lost his voice, and he's so confused all the fucking time that he can't really, like, have a wherewithal of what's going on. So, like, he wouldn't sign because he's just fucking dazed and confused all the fucking time, and he doesn't have a voice, and he's, like, really fucking sick. And when he fell ill, Symphonia was 17, so Aurinko was 20. And then he ends up passing before the ceasefire can be forged. And Aurinko is forced into becoming king at 20 years old, 5 years off of being an adult. Gee, I wonder how they died. That's why, like, their ages are so fucking... Mind you, their ages are horrendously young. I know they say 44 and 50, but Mystericans can live to be 150 years old. So, like, it also just keeps being this rumored curse that, like, the red Mystericans and royal-blooded Mystericans are rumored that they just die young. That, like, they think it's something wrong with the bloodline. It's just almost fact within the space of Mysterican society that royals die young, and nobody really can figure out why. They just think it's something wrong with the bloodline. And that's also why nobody wants that power. Nobody wants to fight to, like, switch bloodlines or take that power away. They're happy for it to just stay within the space of red Mystericans because nobody wants that curse on them. Everybody is terrified of that shit because royals just keep dying young. So they've passed. Aurinko's now king at 20 years old. He's a fucking kid at 20. And he's taken the throne. And then 3 years go by. Aurinko did not give up his father's work, and he fought for 3 years to forge that ceasefire. And then Aurinko pulls it off. Aurinko is hailed as one of the most beloved kings of all of Mysterica because he forged the ceasefire. He finished his father's work. But Sumu hates him for it. But Sumu's not willing to just off him and get rid of him because one, he's 23 and that'd be way too early, and two, Sumu was constantly in those palace halls when Symphonia and Aurinko were growing up, so he's already kind of got them manipulated. So they haven't worn out their usefulness yet. That's where the problem comes in towards like the end of Mysterica's life of being a kingdom. What fucks up for them is when Pilvi is born, our prince of white, the only white Mysterican, the one that has been prophesized by Mysterican society to be the holy child that will become the Celestial Mother's vessel. The person that their entire religion hinges around. When Pilvi's born is the problem. Because it happens that Pilvi will end up being the one to inherit the throne. He wins that right. And Sumu's problem is, one, he can't off the kid, because if he offs the kid, he's just killed the person that their entire religion cycles around. The public will riot. Two, he also hates the kid because the kid hates him, and Sumu spent his whole life being told that he was just not quite white. He's silver enough, but not white. So, like, he's constantly had that in his face of, like, you're not quite there. So he's, like, super jealous of this kid, for being actually the Celestial Mother's holy color. And mind you, I mean, like, the hue. I mean, the hue. He's just a puff. He's just a puffball. And you can see that, like, Sumu is, like, there, but not quite there, so, like, he fucking hates this kid. His other problem that he's come to face when it comes to Pilvi is that because Pilvi is the holy child in a fucking god vessel, he is immune to all mist effects. Like, mist just doesn't work on him. But he's also an immortal god. So, like, mist just doesn't work on him at all. So even when he has no mask and Sumu exhales, the charm effects and shit don't work on him. In fact, he's told him to fuck off for it. He's been like, I won't fall for the effects of your mist, and it's like got right in his face about it. So now he's dealing with someone who will become the next king that is not affected by any mist at all. So now all of his tricks that he's fucking used all these goddamn years to make it so that the church truly has true power, nothing works anymore, because the one who will become king next is immune. And he's also hailed and loved by the entire population, so you can't do anything to him anyways. So, like, he's extra in shambles about this kid becoming king. So now he can't do anything to Aurinko, because if Aurinko dies, that means Pilvi becomes king, and he really can't have Pilvi take the throne, because if Pilvi takes the throne, he loses all control. So there's that problem too. So Pilvi kind of like unknowingly realized, without him, ended up protecting his father, because he basically acted like a little tiny shield and didn't realize that he was doing it. But that doesn't mean that Sumu didn't, like, manipulate Aurinko to high hell. I have it written in quite a few things of Pilvi making comments about how father will be super kind in the morning and really cruel by night. And he doesn't understand what's happening. He doesn't understand by, like, why in the morning he's the, like, most loving man that he's ever known, and then, he's suddenly really cold and cruel, and, like, they're disagreeing about subjects that they agreed about in the morning by the time it's dinner. So there's that going on. I encourage you guys to bother my Mystericans about politics and the church and the crown and the government and just the way their world functions. Um Oh yeah, Bother Terletti, or Viria, we call him Vir, um, because that is Silu's older brother. He is also a political activist and an author, and critiques both the crown and the church on the daily. So they're fun. And Amon Koito is my politics teacher who is extremely anti the church. He's super religious, but just thinks the church sucks. And he's not wrong. And then Suksu is also the politics teacher, and she is weird and very, very pro the church, even though she's a green Mysterican and the church hates green Mystericans. She's very pro the church. And she's also like fucking nasty and gross, and she's the one blackmailing Symphonia, so like she's a fucking mess. Oh yeah, that's true. Cause Ku married in, so she comes from common ground, wasn't raised royal, but she is the frigging queen. Um, and damn, does she have opinions? Um, Ku definitely has some shit to say, and she is not someone to mess with. She's also a huge problem in Sumu's way that he kind of fucking can't stand, because she will not take her mask off around him at all for anything, and absolutely bitched him the fuck out on more than one occasion. Um, Arinko would agree with you. Arinko is very I love my wife. So yeah, that's the thing too with Pilby to remember that is very important. The prince that Silu made a life oath to and like literally mixed his mist with is Pilby. So like that's his kid. That's his puffball. Yes, he's his teacher and he teaches him music, but that is also his puffball. That is his kiddo. And he will fucking fight. He is banned from the church because of puffball. Because Sumu was a jackass to Puffball in front of Silu, and Silu is step the fuck up. Let's go. He also was a jackass to Revan, which is Puffball's prime and basically the person that Silu answers to. He was also a jackass to him in front of Silu, and Silu once again was like, oh, let's fucking go. Exactly. Well, and then that's also the problem too. If you get into the RP thread that's in the RP channel called Silver Tongue Symphony, currently my post is the only post that's up, but there is more than one post to it. We just have to get it in there. That is Silu gonna be pissed because Sumu decided to take advantage of Symphonia. So Tulta's already raging, and when Silu finds out, he is also going to rage. Oh. Well, at least it was a quick ad. Say her hair will be the longest thing for me to do, honestly. See, actually, no. Symphonia would just show up. Symphonia is petty. If he found out Tulta was banned, he would just show the fuck up. And if anybody would be like, he can't be here, he'd be like, that sucks. Because the reason Symphonia is normally at the church is because they'll commission him for music. They'll commission him to write music for them. But sometimes he's there because Sumu is a dick to the Puffball, and that is his nephew, so he will show up being like, what the fuck? In my brain, he just said, that sucks, doesn't it? Too bad in this situation, I'm the one who makes the fucking rules. Like, he would just show up. Gives no fucks. I think he gave it to you, actually, and he said most of it was Valo. See, that's also the thing, too, though, about Mystericans, and I've noticed that I draw a lot of them with long hair, but they also consider their hair sacred. Like, they don't think it's absolutely horrendous of a thing to do to cut it, That's why there are short-haired Mystericans, but they consider their hair sacred because it's a reflection of their mist. Um, Therefore, their souls. Um, so a lot of them don't cut it. So if you want cute Mysterican hair lore, the reason Tulta's hair is long is because of Symphonia, and the reason Sinfonia's hair is long is because of Tulta. Tulta grew his hair out because baby Symphonia would just reach his little hand up and hold his hair. He wouldn't pull it, he'd just hold it. Because he likes that color. It's one of his favorite colors, is Tulta's hair color. So he would just reach up and grab it and, like, hold it gently. So because little man kept grabbing his hair to hold it, Tulta grew it out. Well then, since Tulta raised him, as Symphonia got older, he grew his hair out because he wanted his hair to be like Tulta's. Yeah, so Symphonia has long hair because he grew his hair out because he wanted it to be like his godfather's, and his godfather grew his hair out because Babyphonia used to just hold it. Because he loves that color, so he would just reach up and hold it. And Tulta is also the biggest advocate of people being like, he looks like his mother, and for him to just manifest with, no, he doesn't. Okay, well, it's been 2.5 hours. I normally go for 3, but my hands are achy today. We did decent. We got more colors done. We got him done. So, we will be back tomorrow, I think, to do more coloring, and I can, yeah, exactly. I need to stretch my mitts. I need to stretch my paws. And we will be back tomorrow to do more, and probably it'll end up being another frigging PowerPoint night. Because that's how we roll around here. You're fine. There's nothing for you to be sorry about. And yeah, we will be back again tomorrow for finishing them. I definitely should be done with them by tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and chilling. My hands just ache. So we will be back tomorrow.